AJ Smith out in front at Daytona, and Kevin Harvick's going to have nothing for us. We come across the line to win the Daytona 500.
Woo! Yes! Come on, boys! Daytona 500, baby! We did it! Come on!
That right there is what it means to win the Daytona 500. Hello everybody and welcome back to the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode series. It has been such a very long time since we've been racing on this channel, but we are back and better than ever with a season for the year of 2023, the first year of the next gen. The 75th anniversary of NASCAR is ready to get underway, and it all starts with the mother of them all, Daytona 500. So with so many unknowns going into this season, one thing I can confirm is that I am not going to be qualifying and wasting my time on the super speedways, because if you've played this game before, you know that you will qualify dead last every time. So take a look at the paint scheme we are going to be running for most of the season, or at least our primary paint scheme. It's an amalgamation, but it is the Dare Iced Coffee machine. If Dare wants to sponsor me one day, man, that would be awesome. But let's go into the qualifying order as soon as possible once we get done looking at that. And let's have a look at who's going to be on pole for today's race. It is the 51 of Justin Haley for Rick Rare Racing. On their return and getting Justin Haley as a new driver, they take pole position. We did not see that coming, I'll tell you that right now, but it is an awesome story that we will follow throughout the race as we look through the rest of the qualifying order. Going into this season, we have a lot of unknown futures for certain drivers who have been underperforming. And so if you want to get things going the right direction, put all those doubts and worries to rest, then this is the perfect race to go ahead and win. It is the 2023 Daytona 500. It's a beautiful sunny day in Florida. And now let's get into the stories of the race. Corey LaJoie is always one to watch here at the Super Speedways. He won the 2021 Coke Zero 400. Justin Haley, we spoke about getting the pole. Well, he failed pre-race inspection, so he will be at the back, accompanied with Joey Logano, who crashed during qualifying. And that is all I have to report for you, as now we are ready to get racing. I'm starting here in 38th position, and with Justin Haley failing pre-race inspection, Chase Elliott leads us to the green flag. The 2023 Daytona 500 is underway, and so is the 75th anniversary of NASCAR. We're starting deep in the field here, so we got 12 laps in stage 1 to try and make up some ground and get us in position throughout stage 2 and the final stage to try and win this race and go back to back. And not only will it be back to back Daytona 500 wins, but it will be 3 wins in a row at Daytona itself. We won 3 of the 4 super speedway races last season, so we're looking to continue our dominance at this type of racetrack. As already, Riley Herbst seems to like the speed in our race car. Of course, being a Ford teammate, he's going to push us to the inside of Martin Truex Jr. and Tyler Reddick, a couple Toyotas on our outside, as we look to move up through the field early on and get some stage points in stage 1, if that will even be possible. So out of turn 4 we come, and on our way to the Tribal, Chase Elliott leads the first lap of the 2023 season. He remains out in front, as we're looking to make a move now to the inside of Harrison Burton if we can get a run. Not quite going into turn 1 and 2 here. Actually, a huge shot from Riley Herbst. And I actually get a little bit squirrely here, looking to the inside of Harrison Burton. I thought he was going to move up to the middle lane, and I hit the apron. So, terrible racing from me to start off. A bit rusty on this game. It has been a long time since I've played NASCAR Heat 5, so it's going to take a while for me to get used to, as now we're getting the push from Riley Herbst. It's going to actually give us a huge run to the inside of Kyle Busch in the 8, William Byron in the 24, as we move up to the back bumper of the 55 Sony PlayStation Toyota. And we actually make contact there with Kyle Busch. He gets loose in the corner. He's able to keep it going now as we continue getting pushed by Riley Herbst to the end of lap number 2. And now as we go into turn 3 on lap number 3, we get to the back of our Australian friend James Knight, as Riley Herbst continues to push us and actually gives us a bit of damage. But we're going to get hooked up with this 97 car and continue to be hooked up with the 15, as now we've got a little trio trying to move through the field. Of course, James Knight ahead of us is in his 2nd season. He is also an Australian former supercars driver who came into the series last year, had a fairly decent rookie season, finished top 25 in points. And as I mentioned in the silly season video, he is trying to make the playoffs this season or even have a top half finish. But It would literally be us three guys pushing each other through the field to go and make some positions. So as we get to the end of lap 4, we've made some solid ground, just about to hit the top 20. James Knight's teammate Chris Buescher is 2 out outside as the caution is going to come out now. Nobody is going to consider coming to pit road as Alex Bowman has taken the lead of this race. We can make it to the end of the stage without needing to pit, and unfortunately I couldn't find the cause of the caution during the replay, so we're going to now get ready for the restart. Back green flag racing. We're getting up through the gears here as we're going to have lap 8 of 12 in stage 1 underway. 5 laps to go in this stage. Can we make it to the front and get some stage points? Alex Bowman leads us here, and he is one of those drivers I mentioned at the start of the race who is in need of a good season. And actually in the silly season video I said he needs to start the season well because he has been so poor in that 48 car. He has gone winless since moving to it. Of course, Jimmy Johnson's shoes are going to be impossible to fill, but Alex Bowman is still trying to find his feet in that 48 car as we are trying to find our way to the bottom lane. We finally do, and now it's time for me to repay the favor to Riley Herbst and start pushing him towards the front. Martin Truex Jr., who started a row ahead of us, gives us a huge shot as he's looking to try help us to get up through the field. Martin Truex Jr. has never won at a super speedway, as such a talented driver who has won many races and 2 championships so far in his career. Of course, in this timeline, he has won 2 championships. Martin Truex Jr. trying to win the Daytona 500 in what could be his last season. Truex was supposed to retire at the end of last season, but since Kyle Busch decided to leave Joe Gibbs Racing for RCR at the last minute, Truex decided to stay as Joe Gibbs couldn't really afford to lose 2-star drivers in the same moment. Truex is coming off only 1 win last season, but he made it to the championship 4 anyway. So Martin Truex Jr. trying to get multiple wins as now we are 3 wide with James Knight and Chase Elliott, who's starting to fall back. Truex gives us a huge shot there as we hit the apron and almost spin out, but we keep it going here as now we're looking to get into the top 10 already in stage number 1. Here we go to the inside of rookie Ty Gibbs, who won the Xfinity Series championship last year, so he'll be a guy to look out for rookie of the year, as James Knight is now to the back bumper of us. He's repaying the favor from us pushing him earlier, as now we are pushing his teammate Chris Buescher in the 17 car. And another huge story of the offseason was Keselowski moving to Roush Fenway and making it Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing. So with the 2012 champion now a part owner of this team, the 6, 17, and 97 looking to make playoffs. As you know what, they've got something crazy under the hood. We're pushing each other hard, doing damage to my car as we now hit the top 5 already in stage 1 with 2 laps to go now as Ryan Blaney crosses the line in front. Blaney is in desperate need of a good season as he is on an 87 race winless streak and has failed to make the playoffs in the last 2 seasons. Well, we've just blown right past the number 12 car as the 17, 10, 97 hit the lead. The 3 Fords working well together. Of course, our teams are not affiliated with each other, but they have the same manufacturer in Ford, and we are working well to keep the Fords in front right now. Chris Buescher is in the lead. He hasn't won in over 200 starts, so he would love to win this race, but we just gotta get to the end of stage 1 first. So Chris Buescher trying to hold on as we definitely want to make a move on this final lap here to try and win the stage. It is definitely in my interest to do that. But James Knight is the teammate of Chris Buescher, so is he going to help his best friend AJ Smith or stay with his teammate Chris Buescher? Well, that is something we're going to have to find out. It is the final lap now of stage 1 through turn 1 and 2. Looking to make my move, probably coming out of turn 2 here, and here we go. We're going to duck to the inside here, and there goes James Knight right past us. He's going to help his teammate. Well, actually, he's going to move to the inside. James Knight looking to take the stage win as he's going to blow right by Buescher with the help of Michael McDowell. I just had to look behind because no one is with us. Us 4 Fords broke away from everyone else. James Knight gets past Buescher. He's going to stay in front of Michael McDowell as we're going to look to the inside of McDowell for 2nd place, trying to get there to the line. James Knight wins stage number 1. McDowell in 2nd, myself in 3rd, Buescher in 4th. 4 Fords in a row. Eric Jones runs out the top 5 with Byron DiBenedetto, Custer, Reddick, and Harrison Burton. Rounding out the positions in the top 10 that'll get stage points. we're going to come to pit road as everybody else because we are about to run out of fuel. So stage 2 estimate 13 laps. We're going to have 12 laps coming out, so we should be fine to make it to the end. We're going to tighten up the car here. I actually had a lot of trouble keeping the car stable throughout the corners. It has been such a long time since I played this game, and it felt so strange. And of course, being on a controller, it is definitely a lot harder to steer than using a steering wheel. But with the pit stops happening, nothing changed in the running order. As we're ready to start stage 2, James Knight leads us to the green flag. We are back racing in the Daytona 500. The main goal of this stage for us was to maintain track position, and well, one way to do that is to try to look for the lead. Already looking to the inside of Knight, but I didn't get quite a good run. And I actually killed my momentum by doing that, so already going to fall back quite a few positions going into turn 1 and 2. My teammate Cole Custer getting around me on the outside, as is Harrison Burton. Is now I'm going to get to the back of Cole Custer and actually move to the inside of him here. So put in a move on my teammate in the 41. I'm actually going to move up here and try to pick him up as a draft partner, which I am going to do successfully. And now we're going to try and make a move to the outside. Huge run with the push from the 41. We're going to try to get to the back of Busher once again and help him to the front as well. Custer, big push to my back bumper, is now trying to make some moves on the outside lane. Daytona, definitely a tighter track than Talladega, so it is a lot harder to make these moves work, but the 17, the 41, and 10 have a huge push and power behind them in this three-way train, and we're actually going to dump the 17 here to the inside. We now take the lead momentarily with a push from Michael McDowell. I try to move up to get the 41 back to my back bumper and get him up there with me, but didn't quite get the push from him, and he actually refused to help me after I ditched him for a sec. But no, he's finally going to help me here as McDowell retakes the lead. De Benedetto trying to spoil our little party here as well. Starting to fall back a little bit here as the inside lane has stayed a lot more organized, pushing right by us like a freight train running away. Cole Custer finally getting back to my back bumper, and we have fallen outside of the top 10 with that silly move we pulled earlier. So trying to get back up through into the top 10 as soon as possible, but definitely a fast car we have today, so we're not going to have too much trouble doing that, I am sure. To the outside of Ryan Newman now, as we can see the 8 car of Kyle Busch once again wiggling a lot. Definitely a handful of a race car Kyle Busch has with himself today. Seems like he's got a fast car, it's just not handling too well as Custer continues to push us very hard and very fast to the back bumper of Eric Jones. We're actually going to look to the inside, try and split the middle here if we can get enough of a push. And well, it's not going to quite be enough through the corner here, as now in the lead Michael McDowell continues to show a statement. He won the 2021 Talladega Fall race, and he's looking to build on that and get his second career win in Daytona if he can. Well, not quite now. New leader in front, I believe that is Kevin Harvick in the number 4 car, our other teammate. And once again, we are pushing James Knight. Cole Custer still on our back bumper, and we are making huge time on this outside as we pull up to the back of Kevin Harvick, who is the current defending Cup champion of the last 2 years, now a 3-time champion, looking for a 3-peat to get his 4th championship, as Stenhouse currently trying to block the lanes. Tyler Reddick in his new 45 ride is to the inside and goes past. So new leader Tyler Reddick now out in front, as there's lots of lead changes going on. Me, Knight, Custer, what can we do to get past this number 4 now if we can? You can't really pair up with 4 cars, unfortunately, so it's going to be a 3-car kind of tandem that we're going to work with. Is now we're going to look to the outside, trying to get Knight to get around the 4 car here with this huge push, but it's not going to quite be enough, I don't think, coming out of turn number 2. Once again, we get bottlenecked on the back straightaway, and we continue to lose positions. Definitely frustrating, considering Knight and I brought us to the green flag in P1 and P3, and now we've lost all this track position. Once again, we're going to look to the outside, and I will mention I haven't made many cuts during this race so far, as we get a huge shot to the back of the 97. It's just been a lot going on and a lot to talk about since I've last made an episode of this series, so it's really nice to actually commentate again. And the series is actually something I've missed for quite a while. It just took me a while to kind of set everything up again and get the wheel to start recording, and it's actually quite hard to commentate ever since I stopped. It's like kind of lost its natural flow. You'll also notice I speak in an American accent when commentating. This is something I don't do on purpose, it's just something that happens. just naturally. It's weird. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it too much. Anyway, a huge push from the 41 and 97 here as we're gonna go into turn 3. Stenhouse falling back, Reddick falling back, and turning around is Cole Custer. He cuts a tire. He goes into the 14, our other teammate of Chase Briscoe, and then is going to bring out the caution here. Cole Custer is going to be out of the race following that wreck. And here is another look at the crash here. Cole Custer going into turn 3, cuts a tire, and into the 14 car he goes and is going to collect the 99 as well. Gives him a little kiss on the front and into the wall too. So a hard little crash there for Cole Custer. And with that caution comes pit stops. We're going to make another air pressure adjustment once again, but the car is actually handling a lot better. I was racing a lot better, starting to get back into the flow of things as we are now P14. That caution came out at a bit of an awkward time where it's going to lead to only one lap left in the stage when we take the green flag here. So it's going to be a 1 lap dash for stage points here in stage 2. We're in P14, so we're going to have to do a lot of work to get up there and make a go at it. We're going to move to the outside of James Knight here as the 4 car is pulling away from us already. And Kyle Larson leads the field down into turn 1 and 2 with the 43 of Eric Jones to his outside. We go up to the back of Kevin Harvick, a huge run in the corner. And once again, Riley Herbst is on our back bumper trying to give us a little bit of help. Harvick and I have had a little bit of history. Of course, he beat us to the championship last season. He returns in that 4 car once again trying to get another championship. But it is Kyle Larson on the inside getting past Eric Jones. And actually this outside line struggling right now. Huge bump to the back from Riley Herbst as Kyle Larson on the outside. McDowell trying to get the stage win once again to the inside. It's not going to be enough. Larson comes across the line to win stage 2. McDowell once again P2. So a very good points day for him so far. And we see William Byron in the top 10 again. Harrison Burton 5th. James Knight 6th. Eric Jones 7th. All those guys got points in stage 1 as well as stage 2. So very good points days for those guys so far. Nobody is going to be interested in coming to pit road as we were just there. So we're going to line up in P12 to start the final stage. It is getting down to the business end of this Daytona 500. Can we go back to back? 2 back at Daytona and go back to back in Daytona 500 wins? We're going to try our very hardest to do so. Back in P12 now. On the outside, the inside has already become a clear lane. We're going to move down in front of our boy Riley Herbst once again. Actually into the back of Stenhouse. Going to kill our momentum a bit, but at least the 15 is right behind us once again. To the inside of the 48, we go by him pretty quickly. To the inside of the 7, we're going to get by him. We're going to get by Kyle Busch. We're going to get by James Knight, who falls back tremendously. He's got some problems, it seems, getting going here in stage number 3. To the back of Harvick. I'm actually not going to help the 4 car. I'm going to move to the outside of him. And now to the inside, almost to Ricky Stenhouse, not quite. And actually, Harvick's going to get to the back of us and help us here. So Harvick and I, maybe have we made amends? Maybe, maybe not. Harvick is going to help us here coming out of turn 4, and James Knight has once again recovered, so good for him. But the Fords are currently building up a little bit of a gang here on the inside. We got 34, 22, 97, 10 car, 4 car. Trying to make some moves here at the front, but it's the Chevrolets that currently have the top 2 spots with William Byron out in front and Kyle Busch right behind him, trying to push McDowell past the 26 of Harrison Burton. Harvick gives us a huge shot to the back, which causes a little bit of damage. Now skip to the start of lap 31 here. We're inside the top 10, inside 10 laps to go, looking to make something happen. As Eric Jones gets loose on the outside, it kills all the momentum for those guys on the outside. We actually door Eric Jones coming through. Terrible driving from me, but now we are in the top 5 in a little small breakaway pack here. Looking to the inside of Ross Chastain as Blaney is going to try and look to help us. He picked up as a draft partner for a second, but it falls off as now we push Tyler Reddick out in front of William Byron, and now Ryan Blaney is to the back bumper. He's going to push us. We're going to look to the inside of Tyler Reddick and try and take the lead here. AJ Smith out in front in Daytona once again. The next gen car, it does not matter. We still stay planted in front of everybody else at these super speedway tracks, as now we are leading this race with 9 laps to go. We continued to lead out in front with no issues for a couple of laps, but Ryan Blaney was sick of waiting. He goes to the outside as Chase Briscoe gets a huge run to the inside, our teammate in that number 14 car. Ryan Blaney making a run to the outside of us now. We're going to try hold them off, go up for a bit of side draft here. Briscoe's actually going to try and move to the bottom and take us 3 wide. We're going to block that off. Now Chase Elliott comes through with a push to the back of Blaney. No, he's going to look to the inside as well. As now Blaney out in front of everybody with 6 laps to go. We're going to try suck up to the back bumper of that 12 car, and the 14 car is still refusing to help us. So for some reason Chase Briscoe does not want to hook up and draft with us here. We're going to try and block the 9 car and the 14 at the same time, as we're going to try and get a run on that 12 car going into the corner. And as you heard from our spotter, the leader is coming to the pit, so Ryan Blaney is going to pit this time. And something I didn't touch on in this stage is that we're not going to be able to make it to the end of this race on fuel, and Ryan Blaney is going to be the first car to come to pit road as everybody else continues to stay out for now. Timmy Hill giving us a huge shot to the back bumper here as he's going to hook up with us and try to get us forward. We're now going to also draft with the 88 car, Noah Gregson, in his first race for Junior Motorsports. He is also in the Rookie of the Year battle with Ty Gibbs and Riley Herbst. Big push to the back of Gregson. Now we hook up with him as now we are on the outside lane. We're not going to be able to pit, currently stuck in this position as Chase Briscoe continues to lead with our other teammate of Kevin Harvick with him. A little look at the fuel indicator here. We can go 1 more lap, so we might do so here. Our teammates of Harvick and Briscoe holding it down on the inside line. We can't quite get down with him as they go and pit this time. We stay out with Gregson, Hamlin, DiBenedetto, Chase Elliott, and now Ryan Priest to our back bumper gives us a huge push. We're now going to push the 55 to the outside of Denny Hamlin. Only 4 laps to go. Here's DiBenedetto hugely slow in the corner. It was actually Noah Gregson holding us up, and for some reason we are not going anywhere at all. I'm starting to think that these guys are starting to sputter and be out of gas, and sure enough, you see the 11 car hugely slow on the back straight. We're gonna blow right past him. I'm like, what's wrong with the 11? Well, he is out of gas. And now the 55, he's out of gas. Look how slow we're going on the back straightaway. And finally realize it, and I move to the outside, going to get past DiBenedetto. I adore him as well for getting annoyed at him, as now we're gonna go and come to pit road. This time we're gonna have to come up with 2 laps to go. Everybody has now made their pit stops. Oh no. Are you fucking serious? This caution has screwed us. It has ruined our race. Since everybody pit already and hasn't gone a lap down, they're gonna cycle ahead of us as we come to pit road here. We're just gonna fill up enough and get 2 tires, but we're gonna lose all the track position to the guys that have already pitted, and that is gonna put us down to P25. If DiBenedetto didn't slow us down in the corner, we may have made it to pit road in time to get service and then stay out in the lead. It would have been perfect. We probably would have won this race. But now we start the Daytona 500. 2 laps to go. Green flag back out for a bit of overtime, and we are in P25, so a lot of work to do if we're going to even get remotely close to the front. Chase Briscoe currently out in front. He was the huge benefactor of that caution, and he's got his teammate, well, our teammate, Kevin Harvick, right behind him, as now we're already making moves. To the outside, we're going to look of Kyle Larson, but the outside's not really going to work. We're going to go to the middle lane, and we're going to go down to the bottom. We're going to go to the inside. We're making moves. We're actually doing quite a good job. We're up into the top 15 now, to the inside of Joey Logano, and now to the back of Ryan Blaney. It is Kevin Harvick who has now taken the lead. He's now looking to move down in front of Chase Briscoe, but he's not going to quite get there. Briscoe fighting back on the bottom. Now hooked up with Ryan Blaney. Can we make something happen? White flag is going to be in the air. Chase Briscoe leads. Can he win this race? Ty Dillon now giving us a shot to the back as we're going to go into turn 1 and 2. I wanted to go to the inside of Blaney. Not going to quite make that happen now as we're coming through 1 and 2. Briscoe out in front of Martin Truex Jr., who's actually made it up here. As now Ty Dillon to our inside. He's pushing on my left rear. Oh my god, into the wall. Ty Dillon just put us in the wall, and NASCAR calls the caution. The race is over. Tell that little punk Silver Spoon bitch. I'm gonna beat his ass when I get out of this car. As you can hear on the radio, I am furious, as now we are going to go through the finishing results here. Chase Briscoe picks up the W. At least it was our teammate that won the Daytona 500 if it wasn't going to be us. Mark Truex Jr. just comes up one position short again in the Daytona 500. It must hurt so much for him, as there's the rest of your top 10. Now we go through the rest of the top 20. Ty Dillon ends up 2 positions ahead of us. Of course, I'm not happy with the way he raced me at all going into that last corner. Just literally pushed me all the way up into the wall. But as we go through here, the rest of the results, Ryan Newey rounds out the top 20. And now here we have Timmy Hill, 21st. Carl Larson, who won stage 2, ends up 22nd. Elliott, who was on the pole for the race after Haley failed inspection, he ends up 24th. And now the final drivers in the race results here. James Nye, who won stage 1 and was up front for a lot of it, ends up 39th. And Cole Caster, the sole DNF of this race in P40. Wait a minute, we have something going on in the garage here. Oh, it's AJ Smith. He's punching Ty Dillon after the race. Oh, he's going to take him out as well. AJ Smith has just dropped Ty Dillon. Even if he is wearing a helmet, AJ Smith punched through that thing. Wow. What an insane way to end this episode here as we go through the standings. Chase Briscoe, the only winner, of course, so far in this season. He wins the Daytona 500. He is locked into the playoffs for the 2nd year in a row. As I want to wrap up this episode by thanking you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe to keep up with the series. And I'll see you all at Atlanta for the Ambetter 400.